Hello and welcome and or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ty and I am coming to you full blown alien style, or at least this is how I feel. If I had to go out of the house with just foundation on and nothing around my eyes, like I'd just take off all my makeup. I can't do it. I honestly can't. I come to you bringing you a very late review on the Friendcation palette by Desi and Katie. This is their second collaboration together with Dose of Colors. The first collaboration, to be 100% honest, the prices and stuff like that for what they had just was not appeasing. I already have too much makeup, so I'm trying to be smart about the things that I do get. So when they came out with round two, it was like, oh, okay. Cool. This is what the palette looks like, and I feel like this is probably, at least for me, the perfect travel palette. You have all the colors you would need for a neutral eye. You have your pops of color here, and I'm here for it. It has a little mirror, and it's actually a really good quality mirror, which it should be because this palette retails for $55. You know, I did not pay $55 for this palette. I paid $35. Okay, Ulta had a sale and came out to be $35. I also took a while on this review because I didn't want to just come and be like, oh, I finally got this palette. Let's see what this button does. You know what I mean? I wanted to actually take the time out, see how it works, took notes. This will be probably either my third or fourth look I'm going to do for you guys. I know I did one look, which I will post in this video. Without further ado, we'll get into this palette. I'll let you know how I feel about it in the end. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of cheap sometimes, so when it's like, oh, I should probably do a swatch, I don't be wanting to waste my eyeshadow, okay? But for y'all, I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm just gonna pick 4 colors. Let's see, 2 shimmers, 2 mattes. Let's see how dark this shade is. I always love doing like the purplish reds, and then that is like a blue shifted purple shade, and then this is like a bluish black shade, and then of course the green. So actually, I don't know if y'all gonna like this combination, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the green, and then I'm going to take this shade. There's something really special about this particular shade. It's meant to be a topper. So you can put it on by itself and it'll give you a wet look, but it's really meant to accent the rest of the colors that are in the palette. Let's go ahead and get these swatches down. Boom. See? So it's not meant to have crazy pigment, but definitely a beautiful topper. Boom. And then the matte brown. Oh, I have foundation on the back of my hand, my bad. Yes, these are the swatches, actually very pigmented. So let's get into the look. So the look in the picture, I did not use a primer, I just used concealer. So for this look, I'm going to use a primer just to see if it's going to work just as good. Air Patrol by Benefit. I have no idea what look I am going to do. I'll figure it out, because before I buy palettes and stuff, I always look for reviews, you know what I mean? You can't just be out here, oh, I'm about to do this, and mess around, you spend $55 and then don't like it, and then y'all already know I'm not shopping online. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I do it, but I really don't like it. I like to be able to return things in the store. That's actually the first and initial reason why I did not get their original collection, because I don't think we even had an Ulta here in town during that time, and they were not carrying Dose of Colors. So nope, if I can't swatch it, if I can't see it, if I can't smell it, I don't want no parts. So I'm not going to set this primer. I didn't set my concealer, and I feel like this is a really sticky base, so this is going to be really good. But I'm going to start with this first color here. They have the names on the back of the palette, but I'm not real good at figuring out what's what, so I don't. And right now I'm just patting in my transition area. If I have some folks that are fairly new with makeup, your transition area is literally the area right above your crease. You usually have a shade that is probably the lightest color that you're going to use in your look. And the transition is literally meant to transition your eyeshadow to your skin, eyeshadow to your brow bone. So that's why it's usually, but you don't have to because makeup has no rules, but that is why it is usually the lightest shade you're going to use. This primer actually works pretty well. I think this is the first time I actually got it to feel this way. This eyeshadow palette has some kickback, and what that means is as I tap it, you have a good bit of loose flakes kind of just falling down into the pockets in there. It doesn't bother me. Please keep in mind that if it falls in your pan, it might fall onto your face. So you might have to put down some setting powder or do your foundation first, or do your eyeshadow first, so that if you put on glitter or anything like that, it doesn't mess up your eyeshadow. The glitters in here are actually, they have a lot of fallout. Like it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to put some powder down. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go in with this burgundy shade here. Like right now, I'm just pushing it into my crease. How you sort of know where your crease is, you see where my eye is just going into the socket. That is usually a good gauge for your crease. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of tapping everything in while it is flat. Now I'm going to turn it slightly fat ways, and that is going to slowly blend out the edges of everything that I just deposited. All right, so as you can see, I applied it into the crease, and then if you look towards the transition color, they are pretty diffused. And then I just tapped this burgundy shade on the outside, sort of in a slanting down motion to about the outer. All right, so to add a little bit more depth, I'm going in with this deep brown shade. It's the darkest brown in the palette, and I'm just starting with patting motions on the outer corner, going into that slanted down situation I got going with the burgundy shade. Now this brown shade is going to go below where I placed that purplish burgundy shade, and it is not, well, it might. Let me be quiet and I'll show you what I did afterwards. I think I'm going to focus on some of the colors I haven't used yet. So what I'm going to do is use this burgundy shimmer shade here on the lid, and I think I'll do some type of compilation of these three shimmers on the bottom lash line. We'll figure out how it goes together. We'll figure it out. And the glitters are very, very soft. I just peeled like a little layer of it. That just reminded me I needed powder, so good on it. This is the easy part. We're just gonna pat this on the outer corner. All right, and then go in with the royal blue in the inner corners. All right, and I am feeling daring, so I'm gonna take that same thick shader brush and go in with the green as my inner corner highlight. Never thought to just toss that in there. I think it's pretty. These finishing touches, add some lashes, mascara, all that great stuff, lipstick, blush, clean my face off, and I'll be right back. So this is the finished look. I didn't put on any highlight because I didn't want it to contrast and conflict with everything I got going on with my eyes, but yeah. Also, if anything on my wig look crazy, it's because it is. I don't usually gel down my edges, and I didn't know where this part was gonna land, so you know, we just winged it. So I have my little notebook here because I wanted to make sure that I did not miss any information. I have officially used every single shade in the palette. In relations to an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, I feel like a lot of us has seen that by now. It's a little bit thinner, but pretty much the exact same size. Like I said, you get quite a bit of kick up when you're using the product. However, you don't need much product, so the little bit of kick up that you get, you can almost like swirl your brush around the dust particles that you have, use it on your eye, and then you've just cleaned up the mess you just made. The mattes blend in so seamlessly, so do the shimmers. They perform very, 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 very well. But I must say, I do not have sensitive skin when it comes to my eyes. They water every now and then when things such as like lash glue get in it, or, you know, I poke my eye or something like that. But my eyes water so bad with these shimmers. Like, it's an irritating feeling. It's almost like I said, I don't want to say it burns, because I don't feel like these are unsafe for the eyes by any means, but when I get a glitter in there, I know it for sure. As we already talked about, you do get some fallout and some kick up. It is super pigmented. When using the palette on the mattes, tap, do not swirl your brush in it. These shimmers are very, 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 very soft. They work best when you use your finger, but if you do use a brush, the best I've seen so far is if you use a dense synthetic shading brush, because it's so soft that it can almost pick up and spread it over the lid, sort of how your finger could warm it up and put it on the lid. Overall thoughts, do I love the palette? I do. Like, I really, really do. But I am trying to figure out if the way the glitters feel in my eye are a deal breaker, because I've never felt anything like that. If I can do a haul of my eyeshadow palettes if you want. I don't know how many I have, but I do know I have more than 20 or 30, like more than that, and I've given some away. So I've tried a wide range of eyeshadows, indie brands and, you know, Sephora brands, drugstore, and I have never experienced the feeling that I feel when I get these shadows. It would be a deal breaker for me if I had to pay the full $55, but because it was only $35, it was like, okay, I feel like I have room to play with this. So far, I'm pleasantly surprised with these looks. I do feel though, I feel because of the type of colors that are in here, it allows you, it allows you to get pretty creative with your looks, especially if you're the type like, listen, I'm one and done. I want to have an eyeshadow that kind of does it all, an eyeshadow palette that does it all. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. I would have never thought, well, I do like green on the inner corner, but I would have never thought to put that with a burgundy unless they put it together in this palette. So kudos. I enjoy having to think outside of the box with this, but if you're a nude neutral girl, I feel like this whole side is for you. Yeah, there's 3 shadows that you may or may not use. I enjoy a pop of color, so I would do a neutral all day and put one of these shimmers in my inner corner just to give me a little something something, and that's good for me. Like, I would definitely get my uses out of this palette. Correction, if I was not a makeup junkie, I would definitely get my uses out of this palette. I do feel you will see this palette in the near future, if not here on my channel, definitely on my Instagram. And that's it. That sort of rounds out my thoughts on this palette. Definitely check out my other videos as far as what my face routine is like. If you like my eyebrows, I do have a video on my eyebrows. Any other skin makeup that I have on as of right now, you will find it in the description box. Again, upcoming, I'm filming this the same day as I did the last video that I just posted, so I haven't. Oh, my lights weren't on. Silly me. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. This is actually the quality of my videos. If this is your first time here, I'm sorry. How did I forget a whole light? Anywho, if all hearts and minds are clear, be good, be smart, be safe, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Blah.